Hey everyone, and welcome to Good Knit Kisses. If you're watching me on the replay, thank you so much for joining me. I'm Kristen with Good Knit Kisses, and we are here to help you with your journey of stitching your love and loving your stitches in the meantime, and learning all about them in loom knitting, crochet, and needle knitting. And I come on Facebook Live every Monday at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, and then we rebroadcast on GKK TV on YouTube. So that is a different channel than our Good Knit Kisses channel. And if you're here on Facebook Live this morning, welcome. Thank you for joining me. I see you guys popping in. And we're going to have a little bit shorter broadcast today, unless you guys have more questions and things. It's just going to be kind of loose today. I'm going to tell you a little bit what's happening this week. And then if you guys have any questions, oops, sorry. We had a bad connection for a moment, so it reconnected. So anyway, if you guys have questions, go ahead and start writing those in. If you've been saving up a question for me from last week, I'm going to try and answer that here. And we do not have our resident Good Knit Kisser on staff. She is Joanne, and she's off today. She usually helps me on the production side of the live videos with links and things like that. So when I answer your questions, she's usually like, quick on the fingers, or her keyboard is smoking with quick links. I only have one in my copy paste so I can tell you what it is. So anyway, just wanted to tell you, just to have a little patience with me this morning, and if we need some links, I will provide those, unless anybody would like to act as a producer this morning, in which you get lots of yarny love and kudos from me for helping others. Welcome everyone. Hi Kristen, how are you this morning? And hey Alicia and Cassid. Hey Heather and Allison, I'm so glad you're on here today. Tabani, hello. Yes, I remember you're in Italy. I love seeing your name on here. I still don't know if I'm saying it right. Or I could just call you Eva. Or is it your name one of those where everybody like shares, husband and wife share the name? I never know. Hey Linda, how are you? Hi Lori. Shared. Thank you so much. Good morning, stranger. Linda says, it's been a while. I think you don't get to join me on lives, right? Is that right? Sometimes you don't get to join me. Hey, Brenda. Good morning. Well, and hello, Brandy. Oh, Elizabeth's on too. Hey, Elizabeth. So, ew. You know what? I just noticed I can have someone join me. Jackie just jumped on our Facebook Live, and this little thing popped up and said that I can invite someone. Ooh, would someone like to join me? Who is available on a phone? Oh yeah, Linda, work interferes. Are you off today? What are you working on? What's on your needles and hooks and looms and all that stuff? Hey, Lori in Washington. Good morning, y'all, Jackie says. I am saying it well. Oh, nice. Oh, that's your surname. Okay, yes, because not everybody does it how we do it. They put the surname first. Awesome. Okay, so do you go by Eva? Sneaking. Oh, Linda's sneaking, so I can't have her jump on live, right? I got this new coffee cup. I don't know if you can see it. There's really bad glare. Anyway, got to be okay. I know it's backwards for you guys. One of my friends got this for me, and it's so sweet. It's got these little pink roses painted on the sides, and then there's one little pink rose in the cup, so when I'm sipping, I can see this little pink rose. All right, so I did not have a breakfasty morning. Oh man, so we were out at my parents' ranch this weekend, and man, that's really glary. Sorry. We were. You like the cup, Kristen? Yeah, we were at my parents' ranch this weekend, and we stayed a little longer because it was so just nice to relax, and family was there. And then we got in late last night, and I'm like, oh, why did I wait? Because we had to get the kids to bed and all that stuff. Anyway, I slept in this morning, and I'm like, I have to get online. All right, Jackie, it says that you are You are live. Would you want to ever would y'all ever want me to have someone pop on? Would you like to hop on this broadcast this morning? If you do, let me know. It might let you request to join too. Cassie, do you love my cup? Yeah, I didn't do much for it. She blessed me with this real sweet cup and some chocolate, which I wasn't gonna turn down chocolate. But I helped host as a home host a ladies' dinner. A bunch of ladies who host Hispanic groups, and they're different nationalities, but they all speak Spanish, and they have ladies in their group, ladies in their home each week. Anyway, all the leaders wanted a place to come together because they were from all these different locations, and so the leaders wanted a dinner, and so they came to my house, and I was like, yeah, I've got the room, because the leader above them had a little bit of a smaller house, and so she's like, oh, can we, is your offer still good? I'm like, yeah, come on. So anyway, she gave me this sweet cup, and I'm like, I'm not gonna argue. All right, I'll get into it now that everybody's coming in. As long as it ain't me, Allison said. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, if because Jackie's the only one that says that the only one who can come in, so I might pull her in a minute. Yeah, chocolate. Yes, chocolate and coffee cups are the best gift. Yeah. Or tea. Like, I got some really nice tea from someone as a gift. It'd be a really great gift is knit them up, work them up a tea towel, and give them some nice teas. Maybe like one of those little mesh deals for loose teas or something. Yeah, that would be a fun little gift. Maybe a cup cozy or something that you could make, like a crochet or knit cup cozy. That would be a really good gift, especially in the spring. I don't know. I mean, it's still tea. It's warm, but still, I don't know. I think spring when I drink tea. Do you? Even if it's in the middle of winter, like coffee is just it's coffee, but spring I just feel like, why is that? How to hold those knitting needles. Oh, okay. So you want to know how to hold the knitting needles when you are working. That is a good question. Well, actually, it depends on you. There's not really a wrong way, but what is wrong for your body? Because if you hold the needles like someone else holds the needles, and maybe for whatever reason you have some sort of pain to hold them that way, then holding them the way someone else holds them is going to be painful for you, or like continuing to do that over a period of time. I've seen ladies hold a needle. Let's get a really long one. Hold them like this, like a really long needle, and they only work with long needles because that's the only way that works for their body. And so it's held like this, it doesn't work for me. I don't think I could ever teach someone that way. But they found that that's part of it. Part of it is where are you holding your yarn as well. So, and I could show you on mine, but I also have a beginner needle knitting series. It's really popular. And I don't concentrate on how you hold the needles or the yarn, but it's more on concentrating on the stitches, because once you get those down, you actually start kind of working in your own method. And then I have lots of videos that I'm just, I'm holding it so you can see how I do it. Linda says, tea is good anytime. Yeah, Alicia, I got Starbucks gift card as a gift. I like those too, but Starbucks is so expensive that like a lot of times when you give those, like it only works for like 1 or 2 times. I love when I can give a gift card and for something small and it like lasts for much longer. Right? Do you love when you get a gift card and like you can like string it out and make it last? Yeah. Hey, April, she says Uptown Tea Shop and wax, I'm butchering that. North Carolina has some awesome tea, and they have an online store and could add it to your cup cozy gifts. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. Hola, Rosa. I see you jumping in. Hey, Deborah. Okay, so she says, how do you sew mitered squares together? Easy way for beginners. Yeah, so your mitered squares, they are they gartered? Are they garter stitch? I have a video on how to knit a blanket, and we take squares and work those squares together. And I do a Bickford join, which is not good for, like, if say a shoulder on a sweater, but I really like how it puts the garter stitch together and makes something that doesn't have like this seam that like pops up on the back. You know how like you make a blanket and then it makes this big seam on the back or something? Yeah, try the Bickford seam. So like if you go to my how to knit a basic blanket, it's on needles, but if you like fast forward to the end, I think I also have, yeah, oh, we made a technique tutorial out of it where we scaled it down, and it's just the Bickford seam or the Bickford join. If you go to, here's a quick hot tip, especially because I have way more videos now. It's like even better now because we've been doing these technique tutorials like twice a week. We've really built up that library actually so much that I'm going to start slowing that down. It was one of the things I was going to tell you today. We're just going to start putting them out on Sundays only. They didn't do as well on Mondays, and I want everybody to really see them because there's a lot of good stuff in there. So we're going to be publishing our tutorials on Fridays, and then the techniques on Sunday. So Friday, Sunday will be our schedule at 2 p.m. 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, 3 p.m. Eastern. So if you want to set your clocks to them, there'll be like a TV show you can just tune into. Anyway, back to that. So tidbit, go to youtube.com/goodknitkisses, and there is, okay, you know at the top of the YouTube search, there's up here, when you go down here, okay, bottom inside my main channel, there's a little bitty hourglass, or not hourglass, a little magnifying glass. Click in there. Sorry, can you hear the garbage man? Do y'all hear that? It's like really loud. You can click in there and type Bickford, Bickford, and that will take you directly to the tutorial. So if you type in like a keyword, you'll get all just my tutorials. So if you want to know what I have to say on it, write it there. If you want to see what everybody says on it, write it up top. So that's a great way to browse around on YouTube, especially if you know who you want to get the answer from first, and then you could search for everybody else or whatever. Like maybe you're not finding the video and you're like, Kristen said she has a video. Just go to my channel, okay? And there's lots of great answers out there from other people. All right, let me go back. Oh, I just saw someone say, what is your URL? Bridget, I'm going to paste something in the chat here, and it's to a specific address, but it's part of my website, so you can take off the back part, but it's goodknitkisses.com. This is for the 10-stitch calculator that came out. It came out a couple of weeks ago, and then this past Friday, we added to the calculator. So what it is it's for the 10-stitch, and it tells you how many rounds you can make to get the size that you want, and then you can put in right below that how many rounds that number said, and it will tell you the exact number. So you can say how much you want to get, and it'll tell you how many rounds to get close to that number, and then right below it you can put in the rounds that it said, or you can up the number or lower the number, and it'll tell you the exact dimensions. And there's one for the square, and there's one for the rectangle, and then if you go down below that, you just keep scrolling, there's now a calculator for yardage. How many meters or how many yards do I need to complete this 10-stitch? So this involved trigonometry that I did not do, okay? Like I said, our resident knitting fairy calculator genius, Joanne, who is not here today, usually she's producing and putting in all these links for you, but Joanne has done it again. She's been working really hard on this. You guys, she's not volunteer. I do pay her for it, and I'm like, honey, we got to get this. Let's do it. And so we made sure it was right and it was working. And because we've had so many people ask us, and I know you want to know. And in fact, over the years for the 10-stitch, this is one of the biggest things I want to talk about. Over the years for the 10-stitch, we've had so many people, and then they're like, well, how many ridges do I get it so I can make a twin size? Do I just have to keep playing with it? You know, because the ratio for the square, like originally when Frankie Brown did it, and then Charity converted it, when you make a square, you have to start with 9 ridges. And then when you wanted a rectangle, you just double that number and do 18. Well, really that was an arbitrary number. It's just a little bit longer, and so it's technically not a square. But the ratio on it is not long enough, okay? So I did some numbers, and I found that for me, on my blanket, 72 ridges worked really, really well. So you could try that when you're plugging in some numbers. I'm saying 72, but you could see what the different ridges are and stuff. But if you make your blanket with a certain number of ridges, and you want to make one of these little swatches according to all the directions, and then you have like a postage scale, you can get them for like $10, $15 at the office supply store, or go use your local post office or something and use a scale or a kitchen scale, or borrow a neighbor's, be like, can I come over and just use your scale? If the scale's too small, you put a bowl on it before you hit the start button, and then that way when you put it in the bowl, it will just weigh the thing. Anyway, so you use all that information, make sure you have the label as to how much was in the thing. Anyway, all the things are on a video. I just told you about it. I'm giving you more information than what was in the video, but this past Friday on how to do it. So anyway, that is something that we've been really excited about and been building for several weeks now. If you've missed part of the 10 stitch series and are just coming on, we started at the end of February, like February 26th or something, like very close to the, well, mid to end. Anyway, we've been doing several different 10 stitch things. We've also been doing blanket calculators. We started with the calculators. So say you're like, I want to do a certain size, but I don't know what to do, and I want to know how many to cast on, like how many stitches do I cast on. So that is on there. So the cast on calculator, and how many rows to do and all that stuff. Used to, I had just some math on the screen, and then I have like part of that in an app, like on a mobile device, but it's only for iOS devices. And Joanne and I have been working on it, and so now we have a free one on the website. But the app is still free, but this works so much better than that. And I don't have to keep updating it. It's very expensive to even produce an app, and then to keep it updated is just like, oh my gosh. So that being said, the calculator is on our website, plus all these other calculators. It just got us really spurred on to do more and more and more. And then we redid the 10 stitch blanket for the loom. But the calculators for the 10 stitch will work whether you're using needles or not. Now, I can't answer to crochet ones, but the Tunisian crochet should work, because Tunisian crochet holds on to all those stitches, you know, and it's a kind of a similarly fashioned blanket. I haven't had to make it, so you know, take it with a grain of salt. And all the numbers are your own, so you're kind of responsible for what you input in. So anyway, I'm going to go scroll through and see if anybody has any questions. But I do want to say, before I go move on, this week we are going to put up a video. I'm editing it today on changing color on the 10 stitch. So that is what is happening today. Now, there'll be 2 different videos that come out. One is showing how to do it on the loom, and we'll also have different, we actually have 5 different, plus a blank, 5 different ways to change the color on a 10 stitch and play with the color. And this will be the last in the series, and then later on we may do some other 10 stitch, like the different versions of a scarf and a cowl and all those kind of things. Yes. But the second video will just concentrate on all the charts. So we'll put the loom one with all the charts, and then I'll have a separate one for needle knitters or Tunisian crocheters who are doing the 10 stitch. So I hope you guys like that. Give us some love if you're excited about that happening. That's this Friday. So we'll have those 2 videos come out simultaneously. Now, if you notice this yesterday, I think we had it come out. It should have come out. There's a couple love coming in. Oh, yay. Okay. I'm seeing all the love coming in. Thank y'all. I'm so glad you like it. So the series that we started on the technique tutorials on Sundays, it's actually the loom along version of the Bernat blanket stitch along, which started in October. So this past October 2017, I was hosting the Bernat blanket stitch along. And I started doing live every week and letting the loom knitters kind of catch up. And so we had these really long broadcasts that would cover it, but you know, they're long and they're a lot to get through, and we wanted to condense them down. So yesterday we released a shortened version of that video, and then the next couple weeks we'll release them on Sundays. And so if you want to set your calendar to that and follow along, you can follow that stitch along, so you can start that again. If you've been waiting for me to start it up in the stitch along group on Facebook, I'm actually having a difficulty for some reason uploading video to Facebook right now. Not really sure why. It may have been because I was trying to upload like a really long one. So that stitch along group is sort of dead-ish right now. But if y'all want to start picking it up again or joining, let us know. And you could start chatting in there and posting your things in there. That's fine. But now that the stitch along is coming up and it's shortened, be sure and check on youtube.com/goodknitKisses. All right, I'm going to go back and say hello. Hey, Angel, I see you saying good morning. Big love. Oh, Lori, congratulations on starting your first blanket on needles, the bento box from Stacy. Oh, that's awesome. Man, I have this bento box scarf that I don't think I ever published. I really need to publish that thing. That's cool. I'm trying to remember is that pattern a couple years old, Lori? I think I've seen that before. I love Stacy's patterns. Stacy Perry with Very Pink Knits. If you haven't seen her, check her out. She's awesome. Oh, wax haw, April says. Hey, Crystal and Deborah. Oh, Deborah says yes. Okay. Town is named after Waxhaw Indians. Oh, cool. Thanks, April. Let's see. You'll post a pic to my Facebook page. Awesome. Thank you. Alicia says, yes, you're right. Your great-grandmother's right. Her great-grandmother told her that there's no wrong way to hold your needle or crochet. She was trying to teach me to crochet once. Yeah. I hold my my hook like a knife, but other people hold it like a pencil. I can't do that. If I hold a crochet hook by pencil, it hurts my carpal tunnel. Oh, Terry, but your garbage man was out. Your house too. Yeah, in our area, I live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and we have recycling too. So then they come twice a day, and for some reason they don't pick up the other one until like really late at night, and then I'm like filming. I'm like, why are you just now out here? So it's like two different ones. Let's see. Let's scroll through. Hello, Cheryl. Seeing you jumping on. Yeah, Alicia, the crochet calculator, I don't have one specifically for crochet where we tested them, but like for the blanket, for the size, let's see the yardage one. Okay, there is a yardage one for blankets. That one should also work for crochet. So on the one where it's talking about a cast on calculator, there's a picture of me going, oh, a little bubble that has all the the things. If you go to goodknitkisses.com and scroll down and see all the different blog post titles, you'll see the one that has my bubble head going, that one at the bottom of it will help you calculate yardage, and you could use that for crochet too. Just don't use the one for the cast on calculator because you only got one stitch. So, Cheryl, you love the calculator, need to know more about the swatch. Yeah, so there is a video that shows the 10 stitch calculator, and it's got all the swatch information on there. Plus it's all written on the website. So be sure and check out the website. If you have more questions, please write them on that page on the website. Joanne, if you have questions direct for me, or you think Joanne could answer them, a little secret, if you'll write them on the blog in the comment section, they will probably get answered faster than if you send it to me, because she helps me manage that, and she will help answer the question if she knows the answer, and many times she knows the answer. But my inbox, y'all, I have like 82,000 unread emails. I know. It's overwhelming. I was just talking. The only reason why I know that number is because yesterday I was talking with somebody and they were like, so what's it like with all the stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I can't, it overwhelms me. And then I don't want to do it. It's like looking at a mess in one part of your craft room and you're like, I'll get to it later. Like, I do want to get to it and I do answer the questions. And sometimes people are like, wow, thanks for answering me so quick. And I'm like, yeah, because I opened the box and I just saw it. You know, and I'll answer as many as I can, but then I got like kids pulling at me and then I've got whatever project. So I just can't get through all of them. I'll try and hit several and then I'll hit like go through like 10,000 one day where I'm just like going through and like deleting old stuff or I'm going, you know, whatever it is. And then it just builds back up. And I'm like, I feel like I did nothing. It's kind of depressing. So I love doing the QAs here, but also go on the website. That's my whole point. Let's see. Lexi says, oh, thank you for the, yeah. So you've got a blah, blah, blah. Lexi is saying that the crochet crowd has a calculator for crochet. Yay. Thank you, Lexi. That's very helpful. The crochet crowd is pretty awesome. Oh, thank you, Angel. Okay, so Angel's dropped a link in there for interactive knitting calculator. That is super helpful. Thank you, Angel. Okay, Cheryl. Oh, she's using a loom. Okay. Thank you, Angel. She says, if you haven't checked out the Good Knit Kisses blog, it's a must-see and just saying. Thank you. A little bit about our blog right now. So there's a search feature on there that normally is awesome, but every once in a while when we get updates from WordPress, it like breaks. So right now, it's not searching very well. So if you want to, you kind of have to either, what I do sometimes, so I'm trying to find an answer for somebody real quick. I Google my own website. I Google what I want to know, and then I write Good Knit Kisses, or I write Good Knit Kisses first, and then write what I want to know. And then my site will pop up. But right now, the little thing is not working. So I'm hoping to have that fixed within the week or two. We've got somebody working on it. Usually he's pretty fast. I mean, it might even be this week. So anyway, just saying, if you ever have trouble and you're like, there's only like one query coming back or no queries coming back on Kristen's site, just do that. Or go to the blog page and like scroll down and keep hitting the next, because we just have like on the main homepage is just like little excerpts from what the different blogs are. So thank you, Angel. Thank you so much. Oh yeah, you're welcome for the calculator. Any plans for loom alongs this year? Well, the blanket loom along is happening right now. So if you want to loom along with that, you're more than welcome to it. It has lots of basic stitches, and then it has some other sort of upgraded stitches and things. And you don't have to use the blanket yarn. You can use another yarn. If you're just using it to learn a stitch, use any loom and appropriate yarn. And just kind of work through that. Even just making a swatch, it'll just be a great way to learn a new stitch. Some of the stitches we learned, I converted them over to cup cozies in the fall, well, right before Christmas. And so if you want like a smaller scale version of them, you can totally see those. One is the peppermint mug hug and the zigzag mug hug, and then I did them on needles and on the loom. So the zigzag one was a happy mistake. I was working on the peppermint mug hug, which is basically a version of, but it's a 2-color version of one of the stitches we did in the loom along, and then I made a mistake and I started doing it. And I'm like, oh, this looks so cool. It has this really cool, what's that called? Like a flame, y'all know fabric, and you see like a flamed fabric like in the 80s where it like pops up. And to me, it looks like when people put stuff on water and then they use a toothpick and then they like paint on water and they use a toothpick and kind of pulls up like that. It pulls the color. So that's what that does. I love it. Wanda says, are you going to attend another convention? I enjoyed your last one. I would love to attend some more conventions. Yeah, I definitely would like to go to that one again next year. I've bought a membership to be there this year. So, oh, that's my reminder for something. So hold on. Yeah, so I'd like to do that. There is another convention I want to do, but it's really for video creators, and the people that you might see if I got on there might be like another YouTuber, just like not yarn related. So I'm not sure that you guys would want to see that unless it was, say, maybe on my Instagram, or maybe on, I'm not even sure y'all want to see that. Tell me if you'd want to see any convention I go to. But yeah, I mean, you might see a famous YouTuber, but they have nothing to do with me, like with yarn and stuff. It might be like someone who helps you learn how to make better videos. That might be boring for you. It's exciting for me, but it might be boring for you. But I think what she liked is that there was a tatting video that I did, and then there was a pom-pom one, and then there was showing Marley's yarn. I'd like to go to more yarn stuff, but man, yeah. Suzanne says, yeah, man, it's expensive. That's the comment on that. Suzanne, the purple loom you're holding up, is that the hat loom? This one right here, yeah, this is the Nifty Knitter adult hat loom. It's 48 peg. You can get a version made by Cindy Wood, because this one's discontinued. You can still find some online, or at stores that may still have inventory left over, but you can still find them on eBay. But man, you can get ripped off. So please don't buy it on eBay. If it seems expensive, it is, and don't buy it. But if you go to Cindy Wood Crafts, or Premium Knitting Looms, I think is her website. She's got a couple of sites where you type it in and it goes there. But Cindy has made a version 48 peg, and you can get the pegs colored whatever color. Some people like to get the color pegs in purple, so it reminds them this is the purple hat loom. So a lot of people like that. Anyway, you can do it on anything. What I'm working on, though, if you want to know what this is Bernat Beyond. I know the label's flipped for you, but it's Bernat Beyond, and it is is it a 5 or 6? Oh yeah, it's a super bulky 6. Anyway, so a little preview. So you change it on the corner, but if you want it to show differently, if you want because this is the right side right here, but if you like so this is a diminished bump that I did on the 10 stitch, the recent one. But if you like to do it on the back, see, this bump is not as protruded, it's very diminished. If you like to do it on the back, I talk about how to get the color changed on that, because either way, one side or the other is going to have this little color pop on it. So it matters which one you think is the right side or not. I mean, technically the part that faces you when you're knitting and it's falling down, that's the right side. And then the wrong side is always on the back. Usually we don't have to worry about that as much for loom knitters, because everything's the right side for us. But when you're looking at other needle patterns, or you're having a conversation about the back of the project, it's really called the wrong side. I'd like to get people knowing those terms too. Sorry, I'm just playing with my eye here. I got fiber in it. I'd like people to know those that information as well, especially when they start looking at needle patterns and trying to convert stuff. It just makes it easier for you to start understanding that jargon. Lexicon, I think is what you call that. Susan, okay. Thank you for everybody answering her question. I'm way behind, obviously. Linda says, I was going to use one of Charity's color patterns for 10 stitch. However, I had too many colors, so ended up with my own color pattern. Turned out fine. Oh, good. Well, we've made some new charts and things like that. A lot of it is people just want to know, and so we had to redo the pattern completely, really, so it didn't look like hers. But we had permission from Frankie, who's the original person, to be able to reimagine that, and then we let everybody to know about Frankie and how to support her charity efforts. So that is all in that 10 stitch video. But there were so many. If you don't know who we're talking about a person, and I hate to be talking about her. It's not about her and why she's not here. But there was a person who did a whole lot of stuff in loom knitting several years ago, and she kind of just vanished from the world of loom knitting. And so she pulled several of her patterns that were really popular, and people are like, "Where are these things?" People are referencing them, and now we have new people coming on. They're like, "People are referencing this stuff, but I don't know how to do it because the patterns aren't there." So I'm so sorry that happened to you. I actually knew her personally, and she just kind of just stopped doing all things yarn. And she moved. So it was just, anyway, enough about that. I don't want to gossip. I just want you to know that it's just not available, and there's no way to retrieve that information or plead and talk her into putting it back up. So I've tried, we've exhausted all efforts, and that is why now we're starting to do some things, because I wanted to honor her, and we've done that for several years now, and it's been 4 years now, I think. So everybody's still wanting to know the stuff, right? Anyway, okay, moving on. Let me get some coffee. Cheryl says, I found a cool set of looms made by a person who makes them or tells you how to make your own from PVC pipe and rounds from various tubing. She also has how-tos, great for hand and finger knitters. Nice. Cheryl, drop her, I think you're writing some more. I was going to say, drop her link in the chat. Cheryl says, I sent question but didn't hear back. Just need to know which loom and how big to make the swatch. Oh, for the 10 stitch? Okay, I can go over that real quick if you want. So the swatch for the 10 stitch is really, it's just the start of your blanket. So it doesn't have to be something that you toss. Sometimes people will hear swatch and they're like, oh no. So unless you experiment and then you don't like it, okay, then that's a swatch. So you use your loom or your needles. If you're on a needle, you just make a square. Okay, so if you're doing the square one where you start with 9 ridges, you do the cast on, do the 9, make your first corner, make your second corner. Remember, that's the only time that you do 2 of them back to back. Then you do the join section. Then you do the third corner, and then the next join, which is where you're getting the cast on edges, and then you do the 4th corner. Once you know you've done 4 corners, you're almost there, and then you do that straightaway where you're connecting and joining, and then you stop. And you stop right before you would make another corner. So it's 8 places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then you can see I just put on a really thin piece of thread and I took it off. These are live stitches. And I took it off my tool. And then I just kind of kept it hanging. I didn't disconnect. And then I went and I measured it, length and width. This is the same with a rectangle too. So you do all 8 spots and it will become the rectangle, but you've done your main, however many stitches here you're going to do. And then you stop before you make the 5th corner. So stop before the 5th, make your swatch, measure length and width, fold it up, stick it on your scale, weigh it, write down the grams or the ounces, whichever one you're going to do. And then you need your yarn label. Okay, you need your yarn label, and you're going to put on, you're going to need to know how many ounces or grams are in it, and how many yards or meters is in it. You can use the grams with meters. You can even use grams with yards. It doesn't matter, but just when you're doing length and width and stuff, keep it all consistent. If you're using meter or centimeters, use centimeters. If you're using inches, just use inches. Don't say, oh, it's this many inches by this many meters or centimeters. Don't do that. Anyway, so I go through that in the video, not where I'm holding it up, but I'm like showing you with my hands down below. You're not seeing my face. So the video goes into that. I have a few different videos. One video is learning how to figure out how many rounds to do. So I actually use that square or rectangular not video, but I use that calculator first because I want to know exactly how big my blanket's going to be. So it'll tell me an estimate of how many rounds, and then right below where it tells me how many rounds I'm going to need to get, say, a 47 square blanket, then maybe like when I say it's 13 rounds, it's going to be like 47.84. Well, then I can put in, okay, now I know my real width is going to be 47.84 when I go to the yardage calculator. So say it's a square, and then I go to yardage calculator and I click on a button that says I'm working with a square or I'm working with a rectangle. And then it asks you, how many ridges did you do? Well, if it was a square, I'd write 9, right? Not rows, but ridges, like where those ridges come, pop out from the purl. And then I put in my real width, 47.84, whatever I said it was. And then I put in my yarn label information. Anyway, once I do all that stuff, pull the lever, it automatically generates down at the bottom and it tells me how many yards or meters and how many, how many balls I need. And I would just buy, like round up to nearest ball or buy an extra ball beyond that if you want to be safe. Then even if you've got 2 extras, then you've got them for another project if they're extra. But I wouldn't just get just that number, just in case it goes over by a little bit and you're like, oh, I need to finish it and I need just a corner left, or what, not a corner, but a possible change because maybe you started knitting looser. That happens. If we start knitting looser, we start grabbing more yarn. If we're knitting tighter, or no, if you're knitting too tight. Yeah, if you're knitting too tight. And you have to accommodate that and you need more yarn. I don't know why I said looser. Anyway, all right. Now that I thoroughly confused you, let me go back to the Q&A stuff. All right. So how are we doing on time? Okay. Sorry, I'm reading. I hope that answered your questions, Cheryl. Oh, Sandy, good morning from New York. Loved you on Knit and Crochet Now yesterday. Oh, I'm so glad you caught it. Which episode was it, Sandy? I had so much fun on that show. It was ridiculous. I'd love to do it again. I wasn't sure when I was getting ready to go on there and I was like all nervous, but after doing it, I'm like, yay. I think they just filmed the next season, so I'm not in the next season, which would be season 9. So the current season, season 8, of course, is out right now. So I'm hoping they ask me back for season 10. That would be amazing. But yeah, thank you so much for the compliment. Cheryl says, yes, love live along. Cassie, great question. Did the bags come out yet? No. And I know that Lindsay with Erin Lane has been working hard. She's been going to several shows and making a whole bunch of bags. The fabric is in. This is a project bag, everyone. We're gonna have a limited production on it. She's ordered my fabric. I think she ordered more fabric than what we're gonna make the bags for, so that we can make a different kind of bag the next time. It'll be very limited edition. I think we're just gonna make like 75 to 100 to start, just to make sure. And she has been, Liz says, I've tried to get a hold of Erin Lane bags. She's not gotten back with me on a word on a sheep's looming bag. Yeah, I would stop asking her. She's been really busy. She's had several shows back to back. She makes a whole bunch of stuff for shows where she attends them live. So I think her plan was to start working on them like this week. So we're talking like, we talked about early April, mid-April. We actually said late March, but I think we're into that now. So she's probably starting to work on them. So, yeah, let's just count on April. Let's count on April. The bags, I think the bags are like $25, and they're a large project bag, and they're just they're a drawstring. The way she does her drawstrings are really cool. You double pull the drawstring, and then you have to put your fingers in to kind of open them up. So they're not going to just like fall open. If you put them in another bag, or if you're running around and throw your project, it's not gonna escape. Which is great for little fingers and stuff. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, excuse me. Have you heard that? Tabani, Eva, Have I got a YouTube channel too? Yes, absolutely. It's youtube.com/goodknit.kisses. So Good Knit Kisses is the name. I do have GKK TV. So you can say /GKK TV. Both of those, you can go on goodknitkisses.com, and on the right hand bar of the page, you can see how to subscribe to both of those. It makes it really simple. I would suggest hitting that bell icon to get notifications for when I come out. But if you want to set your clocks to it, and I used to know that Friends was at 7 Central on Thursday nights, right? So I've set my clocks to have, the past year, I've been really good about setting my clock and launching videos at the same time. So we've adjusted it just a little bit recently, and so now it's set now. We're going to be Fridays at can't even talk, 3 p.m. Eastern or 2 p.m. Central on YouTube. And then on Sunday as well. So Fridays and Sundays at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time or 3 p.m. Eastern. And you'll see a video come out. So if you want to just go on Good Knit Kisses and find that, or subscribe, which I would love for you to subscribe. If you subscribe, when you open up your mobile feed or desktop feed, sometimes I'll have an extra little picture, an inside picture I'll show you, or a poll, or just, greeting or something. I am considering a Patreon to get my caption sponsored. I have started doing captions for every video, which is costing. But I really want people to have that. So I'm considering starting Patreon to help with that kind of thing. Suzanne, like chevron. Yeah, we have a chevron. It's like a chevron. Yeah. It's similar-ish. It doesn't look quite like it. But yeah, you might generically call it a chevron. I think it's called a flame stitch though. Like that particular look where it looks like it's wicking up. We're talking back about that, that other pattern from earlier in the fall. Veronica says, I love loom along videos. Toddler child loom along would be great. Yeah, my videos really are, whenever I do a large project, I've been just rolling them into one video. Technically I could make them into several videos, but I kind of like having them all together. So it just kind of depends. Thank you for the link, Linda. I appreciate it. That's the link to the YouTube. Linda has dropped the link down below for the YouTube channel. Jackie says, I think the YouTube convention would be interesting for you too, those of us who'd like to jump in, but haven't yet. Yeah. If you have not, I need to give you a link. If you are trying to start your own YouTube channel, and you want the best advice, I would say the best bang for your buck is actually to download this particular class, lesson, book. It's actually just less than $30. I can give you a link. It's an affiliate link. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but it helps me. The 30 Days to a Better YouTube by Tim Schmoyer. He does the video creators channel. So if you want to check out video creators, he's also on Facebook, and he publishes his stuff there too. But on YouTube, he does live videos, and I just took a big class called Video Labs from him, and I've been watching him for years. I wish I had done this sooner, but one of the things that he let us see also is when we were in the class is his other class called 30 Days to a Better YouTube, and it's chock full of really good information, and anyway, it's really, really good. So if you want that link, let me know, or just private message me, and I will give you the link to how to get that. Yes, thank you, Linda, for that. Cheryl says, I tried plarn on the loom, worked well. Yeah, I've done that too. I've got a video on how to make plarn. I think Vicki Howell is doing a plarn video today, later. I think she has that Ask Me Monday thing too. Have a new charitable need for mats and homeless as well, sending to other countries since plarn mats repel bugs and easily hose off. Yeah, those are great. Great for you. Do you have a source, a place to send those mats? If you do, let us know. I'd love a resource to where to send mats like that. I've never I've never seen one. There's not one locally. Sorry, I've got stuff on a cord I got to get rid of. I've never seen those. So anyway, Cheryl, if you'll send me a link and say, hey, here's where I send mats to in other countries. Yeah, or locally. That's cool too. Thank you so much, Linda, for that. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you for the link. Wanda said they should make like bubblegum flavor smell yarn or grape. That would be fun. You know, Mikey with the Crochet Crowd smells his yarn. Do you guys smell your yarn? Like when you're at the store, do you like pick up the yarn and smell it? I think that works. I don't know. I don't see that for like acrylic and man-made stuff. I think that works more like when you're buying natural fibers. Yeah, but like a scratch and sniff yarn. It'd be like, watermelon. Ooh, watermelon would be a good one, wouldn't it? That would not be very good though. My hands would get dirty. Oh my gosh. So I know they're totally bad for you, but I heard this tip the other day and I gotta tell you, keep us, if you like chips or something that, like something dry or whatever, to snack on, and you don't want to have snacks while you're, because you don't want to stick your fingers in it while you're knitting or crocheting. Someone said use chopsticks and pick up like Cheetos or something, or Takis or whatever, and you can pick up your chips and eat it that way with the chopsticks. I'm like, that's such a good idea. But I know someone else is probably going to be like, I got an extra pair of knitting needles that were my grandmother's that I don't use. Can I just use those? Like, here, let's pick up some chopsticks. Do we need a video on how to use chopsticks just so you can eat while you're knitting? Here, let me see. Let's see if I can pick this. I'm pick this up. I'm picking up the wrong thing. I'm picking up stuff that's like way too slippery. Oh yeah, I can't even do it. Okay, this is the wrong material. Don't use metal. Here, we need something else. Here, we need some of these. These are a little bit more appropriate. I was using like massively long. Okay, what do we pick up? What am I going to pick up here? Here's a sample. Here's a swatch. Making some noodles. Anyway, thought that was brilliant. So whoever came up with that, I can't even remember. Okay, gotta go, Angel says. All right, see you later, girl. Oh, Gail, you just ripped apart your needle knit 10 stitch. It looks so awful. Would love to learn on the loom. Okay, yeah, there's a video now on the loom. Also, we did German short rows. Oh, and I've had questions this weekend about German short rows. Why the German short row? Why not the German short row? I mean, let's see, where's my... Okay, here's my sample. So in the video, on the loom video, I show how to do the German short row. This is, sorry, I'm like, which is the right side? This is the wrong side. This is the wrong side. Okay, and then here's the back of a corner. See? And it's not protruding. It's nice and flat. It doesn't have any holes, like extra, holes. You can use this for socks. You're going to find Kristen enjoys these. I might actually make a sock video. Don't hold me to it. I know you're totally going to hold me to it. But everybody's like, why don't you make sock videos? And I'm like, because I don't like picking up the stinking stitch when they're like that tiny. Like, I need my kids' fingers to do that. My hands are like man hands. They're seriously the same size as my husband. I'm 6'1" and big old girl. So these are big, pudgy fingers. And I don't like picking up those tiny stitches to do a wrap and turn. But it's German short row, you don't. You knit the stitch and then you just pull back on it and make it tighter. That's really what you're doing. And then you work your merry long way and go to the next one and come back and do your thing. So check it out. It's at the end of the 10 stitch loom video for the German short row. So I show two different versions of wrap and turns. And The wrap and turn, we're just calling it a wrap because you just simply wrap it. So the one that's done like this, you just simply wrap the stitch. You don't actually pick it up. It does have a little bit more protruding back of, so like this is the front, nice and smooth. And then the back on the one that's wraps, this has a bit of a bump, but the one that's the German short row does not have that bump. It's just flat. So, pretty cool. I'm sorry I had to rip apart your thing, Gail, though. You forgot the Bernat yarn I used. It's Bernat Blanket. No, it's not. It's Bernat Beyond. It is super bulky. I did it for these purposes so you can see the stitch really well. Probably if I was going to be making a 10 stitch, I would be doing like a worsted weight, or working with scraps. Worsted weight is just, depending on what you got, it's just a bit more affordable if I need to have a whole bunch, especially like if you want to work with, a lot and you want one of those like big balls, you know, like Red Heart or, Lion Brand Pound of Love, or, you know, Karen 1 pound, you know, those kinds, you can use a lot. Alicia says, I don't like the Yarnspiration updated website. Hard to look up lookbook. Oh, really? Can't seem to find past lookbooks. Let them know. Oh, yeah. I'm not working with Yarnspirations much this year. Well, I mean, unless they ask me for something. So I don't really have any say. Well, I've never had anything to say in their website, but you might want to go ahead and like send them a note, send them customer. They listen. They do read their emails. So yeah, send a note to customer service and say you're having a hard time finding X, Y, Z, whatever you're looking for. And they'll help you. So, Cheryl says, want to try essential oils and spritz on your yarn. Oh, Wanda tried. Oh, you're telling Wanda to try essential oils. Yeah. Oh, and Erin Lane Bags, if you go to her site, she sells like an essential oil for knitters and crocheters. She sells like a combination, like a blend. That's what they call it, a blend, that keeps like bugs away and then like some other beneficial stuff. So check her out. Yeah, Erin Lane Bags, ERIN Lane, LANE, bags.com. Suzanne says, I recently retired from my job as a captioner for the hearing impaired. I'm going deaf, ironic. Oh, wow. I need to schedule your live Monday show. You'll be my new reason to get up in the mornings. Thank you for sharing your knowledge and encouraging me to do more needlework. Oh, yay. Thank you. Yes. Okay. So I have some disappointing news. So you may be disappointed. Okay. So my videos that are coming out on Fridays, I'm paying for those in advance and captioning those in advance. So like when they release, they will have captions, but my live videos are so long. I don't caption them. It's just expensive to do. A 60-minute show is going to cost me $60 every Monday. Plus, I mean, it used to be $2 to $3 a minute. Now I get it at $1 a minute. I mean, that's just my cost. So like this Friday's video, I don't know how many minutes it is. It might be like 10 to 14. So that'll just cost me that much. But I have it I have one every week. Like if I have a 60-minute video, that's going to cost that. So I don't, because my Monday lives, I can't. I'm sorry. But if I have a sponsor, like if you guys, would anyone be interested in being a patron and going on Patreon? Because even if I keep the cost low, and then multiple people help, then it would be really cool because it would help the community at large. It's just, it's not me that's costing that. I have to pay a service to do it. And I don't have time to caption all my stuff and still do videos. So I'm sorry, Suzanne. Lori. Yeah. Thank you, Lori. Hey, Myrna. My friend's mama. I just saw your daughter. She was out at my parents' ranch this weekend. It was fun. Thank you guys. One is like, thanks, y'all are super talented. Thanks for the input. Sorry. Like, I'm trying to read and see if I have to answer a question. Oh, you saw my cute coffee cup, Martha? Yeah, this is for my friend. Ah. Let's see. Oh, whoops. How many minutes do I have on my GKK channel? Just wondering. I don't have my iPad next to me, so I can't answer that question. Sorry. I don't have near enough people subscribed yet. It's like 500 or 600 people, and I think I need to have like 1,000, and then the hours need to go way up. So yeah, I'm not there, but I'm not worried about it. You know, as people say, it is what it is. I'm like, it ain't what it isn't. When people say that, I never really understood why that's used. Oh, okay. Bridget says, are these live videos Friday and Sunday? Are they different or repeated on Sunday? Okay, so the schedule is, so what I do is every Monday I go live on Facebook. Eventually I will either go live simultaneous on YouTube as well on Mondays, or I'll end up gravitating and just doing YouTube. I don't know. But the videos on Fridays and Sundays on YouTube are totally tutorials. Fridays are usually a longer tutorial. They'll be like a full loom along or stitch along, you know, and then Sundays are like a shorter video. They're like technique videos. They're usually like 5 minutes or less. So what they are, they're snippets and pulled from other videos, with the exception of the loom along things, because the loom along, the reason why I'm throwing them on Sunday is because they're from the past. They're from a video that I've already done that I'm just like cutting it down. So really the videos on Sundays are ones like, they're things that I know people want to get to, but they don't want to watch the whole video. They need that one little thing. So we decided to make this techniques tutorials corner, if you will, to solve that problem for people so that they can find it just exactly what they need, rather than having to sift through an entire video. So when you watch those, as always, whenever you watch my videos, I encourage you to watch the entire video first and take whatever notes you want, and then go back and watch it and try and do the thing, rather than just, you know, trying to do it when I'm doing it, especially the technique tutorials, because it just jumps into the tutorial. It doesn't really prepare you like, okay, you need to get this, you need to get this. So, the ones that are on Fridays where we do a complete stitch along, it is good to just watch the whole thing and just listen, you know, do housework or whatever while you're doing it, or not. And just while you're knitting, and then go back later to it when you're ready to like actually work on the project. So that's what I make. The videos I make are what's called evergreen. Like, they're not going away. They're things that you can do anytime, but it's nice to, if you'll view them when they come out, because you might hear a little nugget that can help you on a project you're working on now. So it might not necessarily be the project that I'm working on, but if you hear that and you're like, oh, that totally solves my problem that I'm working on right now on this other project, and I would have never known had I not listened to that video. So anyway, do yourself a flavor. Let's see. Laura's Busy Corner. That's the other YouTuber, okay, who created the amazing new looms. She's done them by number. Very cool, a new way to loom. All right, well, thank you. Yeah. Linda says, I hardly watch any real TV anymore. I'm a big YouTube watcher. Yeah, YouTube TV, if it's in your area, there's lots of people who are using YouTube TV. You can, by the way, I don't know if you know this, but if you have like an Apple TV, I'm sure probably Roku or somebody, but Facebook has a app to watch Facebook on your TV. And I've done that. Like, I can go back and look at what videos I've actually watched when I was scrolling through my feed on Facebook. It actually picks up more than you realize. Also, there's a YouTube app, and then you can watch it that way. But there's now YouTube TV, which is a subscription service, and you can see all kinds of things. And I know that previously, like people who they watched a lot of sports, you know, husband, wife, single, whoever. If you watch a lot of sports, a lot of times people were waiting on that. Well, now you can do sports on YouTube TV, and I think it costs like $40 a month or something. That might have been when people were grandfathered in. It was like 35 or 40. I don't have it. It wasn't in my area, or it might now be in my area. But anyway, it's an alternative to cable, you know. So instead of buying like a big, huge cable package, you could just do that, and you could still watch all your favorite channels. I know that, like you can get the YouTube Red service, but that's different. This is totally different. I'm not an advocate for that. I'm not getting paid to tell you that. It's just information out there. I don't even subscribe to it. So, what? Okay, I'm going to ignore that comment. I don't know what that was. Your husband gets irritated. Oh, yeah, and the other reason why I'm captioning my videos is because there's many times when people are, they found that like 80% of captions are being watched by people who can hear, but they just want to be able to read the caption. Say like someone's doing something on TV and they don't want to disturb their partner, and so they just have their phone on silent or their tablet or whatever, and then they're just reading it. Or like look at the directions if they need clarification or something. And then that way they're not disturbing anybody else. I think it's pretty cool. So captioning for that use as well. Oh, you're deaf. Hi, you're deaf and you use sign language. My sister-in-law, she lip reads and she knows some ASL. I don't know how much ASL she knows, but she knows a lot. I need to start learning. I know little, very little. I know, is it feel? Anyway, I know like a couple of things. But I need to learn. I told my daughter, I was like, you need to learn ASL. So I told her she wants to start making extra money. She can caption my videos. I really want all the videos to be done, but it costs a lot. There should be like a grant for that, right? Lori gets sucked in as well. Go for 1 to 2 hours and still watching. Yeah, you get sucked into YouTube, that for sure. Cheryl says her church is on a mission and to places like Haiti and more. We'll send links for sure. Oh, nice. Oh, there's a church that has a mission. Okay. I'm not even reading right. So sorry. Where's the best to send links to Plant, as well as link to Looms? Put them in the chat. Just go ahead and put them in here because they're relevant to what we're talking about right now. And then if Joanne sees them later, what she'll do is maybe we can curate a list. If you guys have charities that are your favorites to send stuff to, let me know. Ooh, I might as well ask if anybody has any baby blankets that they really want to send somewhere. They can even be like a baby outfit or something. I have Embrace Grace happening, and it's happening like the 10th, April 10th. Yeah, I think that's the date for the baby shower. So that's like coming up, and I'm like short like 15 blankets. So I need more blankets. So if you're interested in sending stuff to donate to Embrace Grace, to a mom who a new mom and her baby, I think there's one set of twins in there. I think we have the twins covered, but anyway, so you can send it to Goodnight Kisses. To P.O. Box 90 in Keller, Texas, Keller, Texas, 76244. And just send me a message in a Facebook Messenger for Goodnight Kisses and let me know you're sending it. So I would love it. I would love it. It's all about pro-love. Let's see. I spritz essential oils on my yarn. Oh, yeah. Light one is lavender. Yeah, that's a good one for keeping bugs out, too. I needed a good laugh. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm way behind on my comments. Y'all are still talking about Cheetos. Oh my gosh, you would love to watch my sock video, Suzanne says. I'm sorry, I'm catching up on your comments. I'm trying to find a question I need to answer. Y'all are just talking about my big stubby fingers. I gave up years ago trying to like make sure my nails were all manicured and stuff because that's not me. Like I don't wear heavy makeup and I don't go buy manicures. I figure lots of you guys are like me and that you're like, I don't do that. I spend my money on yarn. So I need, give me some finger love for the non-manicured hands. And I get nervous. I will tell you, I do have a bad habit. I get nervous. I wash my hands, but I have a bad habit in movie theaters. I get nervous and I kind of chew on my fingers. I don't have any knitting with me. I'm like, thank you, Gail. Thank you, Gail. She's talking about the loom knit and the short rows. My work is beautiful. Thank you. Thanks for all the love for my natural hands and makeup. Well, I put on lipstick. I mean, come on. You want to know my favorite? My favorite is this L'Oreal 843 Toasted Almond. That's my thing. Not a plug. I just like it. And then I have another one. What's it? Ginger Spice or something? It's like a little darker. Is it faster to knit by needle or loom? Great question. Thank you, Wanda, for the great question. Well, y'all can answer. Give it a poll. Which one's faster for you? Because honestly, it is a personal thing. There are people who can crochet with needles, crochet with a hook and knit with needles super fast, like lightning speed. And I'm going to tell you, I can't beat them on my loom. It's not going to happen. I can't beat them on my needles. I could beat them with my car. I could like race them. And that's just never going to change. However, get those same people on the needles, maybe double knitting, and on a loom, it would be so much faster. So you could probably double knit faster than they could knit on double knitting with needles. Yeah, for sure. There are certain things, making a quick baby hat, you can make one in like 45 minutes, even an hour or two for a regular hat could beat needles. It just depends on the person, really, in the project. Now, cables are much faster on needles to me than a loom. But like say you want to make something all stocking knit, loom's going to beat it. Yeah, so it just depends on what you're making. It truly does. Suzanne says, you're cute as a button and fun to watch. Very inspirational. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Y'all, my button necklace broke. I gotta fix it again. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I think it got yanked by a kiddo. Like, babies love my necklace. Y'all seen me with that button necklace. And it got pulled. So, yeah. You have to go. Okay, well, have a wonderful day, Liz. Hey, Robin, I see you jumped on. I'm probably way behind. You may have left already. Where's the best place to go for Plarn mats and other needles charitable goods? Okay, yeah, that's a good question. So we're going to have her type in her sources for that. Just let us know if you drop the link, what charity it is, like kind of give context around a link that you're going to tell us like what it's for. I don't mind if you guys plug something in this thread right here. Can you make half loom something, half needles? Totally. Beth Ham does that all the time. She's worked on some stuff on the loom and then she picks it up and she will pick up stitches and add a border with needles or crochet. In fact, you could take something that was needle knit and hang it on the edge of your loom and use the joining technique. We actually talk about joining on the loom along, how to pick up a stitch on the edge and then add a border. So Yeah, there's a technique in there. So if you want to know how to, maybe you pick up something that was crocheted or knit on needles and you want to do it on the loom. So vice versa, either one, you could do that. Yeah. So let's see. I just watch regular YouTube channels and have a few I follow. Yours is one of them. Thanks, Linda. Keep in mind, Plarn made from grocery bags, bad for landfill, great for helping people. Yes, a clean place to sleep. Otherwise, people don't have. Makes pillows, bags, or other items. Totally, Cheryl. Yeah, I've got a link to make Plarn. You can make Plarn from, you can use large trash bags too. Anything that's like a tube. Yeah, so the same method is used for making fabric ones too. If you have a thing that tells you to cut off the handles, there's a way that you can make some stuff from the handles too. There are people who crochet. I've seen some ladies who don't even cut the bags, and then they hook it with the handle already on there and just take the entire bag and use the entire bag. I think those are really done well too if you want to do that, and it makes a bulkier mat. So if you need to cut it and you want to have a continuous piece of yarn, if you will, then you need to use, there's several videos out there, but you can cut a tube up in a certain way so it's one continuous thing. However, you're going to need a very small gauge loom or needles or hook in order to work with that, or you'll work with several strands of that at a time. So sorry. Okay, yes. Allison says, are you still involved with human trafficking group and Pink Missions? I think I always remember the Embrace Grace. Yes, Embrace Grace that's not the human trafficking one. That one's for ladies finding themselves pregnant and needing some help and guidance, and they just feel alone. So yeah, and that trains them and kind of builds them up. But the human trafficking side, A21 is one that I've given to in the past. It's also the same as International, oh my gosh, International Justice Mission. I almost said International Justice League, which is totally not it. Sorry, that was really bad. But yeah, so just look up A21. Christine Kane is hugely passionate about it, and anyway, it's a worldwide effort. Anyway, go to that if you're interested in that. I could go way too long talking about it. It's 10:17. This is a really long broadcast. It's been really fun. I'm so glad you guys joined me. Thank you so much. I'm just reading through some of your, oh good, everybody's commenting. Loom is faster for me, easier than needles. Another person says, I knit faster with needles. I've been knitting for 62 years. Yeah, natural is beautiful, good the way God made us. Thank you, Alicia, yeah. Cassid, can you do a German short row rule swatch in the 10 stitch? Yeah, this one is German short row, and it's the 10 stitch. I'm not sure your question though. Linda, loom for me, then sticks again. Yeah, Cheryl, I agree. Says I don't put makeup on. My husband tells me I'm beautiful without all that mess on my face. Yeah, I don't want my daughters to do that, because I'm like, when you meet your husband of your dreams, you don't want to be like trying to put a face on all the time. Like, be yourself. I mean, some people just love makeup, but like, make sure we can see the real you. Don't be someone else. Be you. You're the only you. Why be someone else? So, yeah. If they don't love you for you, they don't love you. I mean, you got to be you. So do that. Do you have videos on regular like beginner crochet? Yeah, I do have some beginner crochet videos. In fact, Mikey with the Crochet Crowd has several videos on my channel, and then I have some too. The Marshmallow Crochet Baby Blanket is it's one of my most popular videos, believe it or not, and I don't do as much crochet. But yeah, so that's on my website, and then I have videos on that, and then we have some other videos just adding on that edging. Thanks for the love on that last comment about being yourself. We need a post with the donations websites. Yes, I will. We will need to work on that. So yeah, amen, amen. Everyone says, okay, I'm finally caught up on all my stuff. All right, well, I'm gonna wrap it up. I just love to talk to you guys and get through all your questions and stuff if I can. I don't like to leave anyone out. That's why these sometimes go really long. I'm like 20 minutes over here. So, okay. I'm going to be going live on YouTube later on today just to tell everyone who's over there, that we will just be going down to 2 days a week on YouTube rather than, also having Mondays, because I was on Sunday, Monday. So now it's just Friday. Just to wrap up, we're on, Friday and Sunday at 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern. Every Friday, Monday, you can set your Friday, Sunday, you can set your calendar to it. Sorry, I'm getting used to saying it. And there'll be tutorials and techniques for what you need to know if you want it. And that's on the Good Knit Kisses channel. On the GKK TV channel, it is a replay. We're still in season 1, which is 2016, and we're probably about October now for those. And right now we're releasing them practically every day. So weekly videos on that. And then when we get through season 2 and we get into season 3, we'll slow down at some point. It'll just be once a week. But for now, there's videos coming out every day. So if you want to subscribe there and you just want to listen, I don't know if you like listening to me. Sometimes I sing. I'm pretty goofy. If you just want to hear my silly laugh once in a while, just play it in the background while you're working on your project. So anyway, I'm so glad. Am I going to leave you with this song, Linda says? Do we have any requests? Let me pull my microphone out. I don't even use this thing. It's never plugged in. Hello to the lady in the back. Oh my gosh. Show us some of your projects someday. I show you my projects all the time, Wanda. Come on, girl. There's some back here. Aw, Cheryl, you're the best. What? I'm serious. I'm I would give you a song. This is not on. Is this thing on? Cheryl says, I'll get a list together with several places who would appreciate your donations as well. Awesome. Yeah. And if you're interested in doing the Embrace Grace, please, I really have been meaning to tell you all about it. So if you're interested in doing Embrace Grace, please let me know. I'm really behind. They kind of, I hate to rat them out, but they kind of waited way too long to tell me how many girls, how many babies are this year. And there's just 26 babies. Sometimes we've had as many as 63. It's really not that much. It's just that it's super behind. I was only told a week and a half ago. So that's a little hard. Suzanne says Happy by Pharrell Williams. Oh my gosh, because I'm happy, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy, clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Hey, hey, hey. Knit along if you know what happiness is for you. Okay, you came in like a ball of yarn. Allison says, you came in like a ball of yarn. I never knit so soft at all. All I wanted was crochet you up. All you ever did was tangle me. Yeah, you tangle me. I put your hank in the yarn swift, and now it is winding down. It slowly turned. Let me spit now where cakes upon the ground. Don't you ever say I just knit away. I just purled away. I will always knit you. I can't custom dye spinning for my life. I will always buy you. You came in like a ball of yarn. I'm forgetting the words to my own song. was fun. All right, girls. Well, I am so glad. And guys, if there's any guys on here. Oh, I'm hitting the thing. Oh, raindrop. Let's do a cheesy song. Martha's like, raindrops are falling on my head. I can't remember the words. Instead, I just sing along. I'm so cheesy. I totally do it. I'm here for you, babe. Right for you. There, yeah. You in the back. Allison's laughing. If you like that, catch me next week. Try the veal. I don't know. Whatever. But boom. It's like music theater or dinner theater. Oh, man. Okay. Y'all are a blessing. I love you. I will see you later. Catch me on YouTube if I go live later on. It'll probably be around 1 or 2 o'clock or somewhere around that number. And then catch me this Friday and Sunday. Don't forget, we're going to be changing color on the loom. Now you're motivated, Cheryl? Yes! Yes! Oh my gosh, before I sign off, have you guys seen The Greatest Showman? And This Is Me? Like, I was thinking of that as a loom song would be so amazing. Like, I sing that and I'm like, yeah. But I feel like, you know, look out, 'cause here I come. Hey, hey, I'm looming on to a different drum. I'm not scared to be seen. This is who I'm meant to be. This is me. Oh, man. All right. You guys have a great day. I'm so glad you joined me, where I help you stitch your love and love your stitches and your tools, apparently, and your yarn. Hope you have a great day and happy knitting and crochet. Bye, everyone.